You are listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast, a podcast by diehard fans for fans. Mark covers all things Penn State football and the Pittsburgh Steelers, as well as anything related to the sports and fitness world. Tune in weekly to listen to a couple of dedicated fans talk about these topics without filters. Thank you for listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Mark Lesko Podcast. I'm your host, J-Rod, and this is a special edition of the Super Bowl reaction to Super Bowl 60, folks. It's in the books. There it is. And you know, I just went back and I looked at my Black and Gold Monday prediction. I predicted this game was going to be won by the Seahawks 30-14. 29-13. 1 point off from both teams. Oh, that's a good feeling, guys. I mean, listen, if anyone thought that was going to be the final after the third quarter, I think you'd have been nuts. What was it, 19-0 at one point? Gosh. Oh, you know what? And I said it. I didn't think that Drake May and Mike Vrabel didn't deserve to be there, but the road for the Patriots in this playoffs, I mean, it wasn't like, oh, gosh, look at them maul everybody over. I think they only scored like 20 points the entire postseason. In the playoffs, I think they did only that much. So naturally, these guys coming into this game, I thought was a long shot to begin with, and it showed. Now, defensively, this is a well-coached football team. Mike Vrabel had that defense absolutely ready for Sam Darnold and company. They were there to be a Super Bowl team defensively. Offensively, that team has a lot of questions. Stevenson wasn't enough. I don't know if Stephon Diggs really had anything going. Drake May just looked like a 23-year-old quarterback in his very first Super Bowl. It's not like the guy can't show up in a big game, but he definitely got run all over the place. I mean, the Seattle Seahawks defense, guys, I mean, they are the story of this game. My goodness, nothing Drake May and company could do. They couldn't complete a single play. Their entire schemes were all broken up. They were running all over the place. The Seahawks had them figured out like nothing. And, you know, Mike McDonald, the head coach for this team, he absolutely is one of the more impressive coaches in the NFL. Now, did Mike Vrabel deserve Coach of the Year? For the most part, yes. Doing the whole turnaround thing, yes. But Seattle had the same exact story, guys. No one saw what Seattle was going to do this year by any means. And that defense, again, people talk about they're comparing it to the Legion of Boom, and hell, they could even compare it to the Steel Curtain. I mean, they were just absolutely showing up in every facet. They had everything figured out between Witherspoon and company. Everybody was playing a big part of this game as to why they were completely shut out with, 5 minutes left in the third? The fifth time in Super Bowl history that a team has been held to no points at the half. No touchdowns in the first half. The fifth time that's happened in Super Bowl history. This really was a very interesting one. Now, again, if you're a defensive minded person, you loved this game. I absolutely was very much enthralled by this. I love it when defenses go 3 and out all the time and kick it back and forth, because that's really showing that these players, that's their specialty. These guys knew that they were coming into this game with a defensive minded attitude, because when you hear Sam Darnold and Drake May, I don't know if I necessarily say, oh gosh, we're going to be seeing points galore in this one. And that really was the case. The whole thing, I mean, if we just bring up the final here. Yeah, Seahawks 29-13. That's so cool. I basically predicted that. I'm very impressed. With Sam Darnold going 19 for 38, 202 yards and a touchdown, nothing flashy, nothing too extravagant. Drake May, yeah, that they look like the bigger numbers, but 6 sacks by the defense, guys. I mean, my, oh my, 27 carries and 135 yards, and Kenneth Walker just having a monster game. The only thing he was missing was a touchdown. He'd be the MVP of this game easily. But, you know, you have Cooper Kupp doing what he was doing. A.J. Barner, 54 yards, that beautiful open field touch. I mean, he was wide open in the end zone. Just absolutely amazing play structure. Got it It was amazing. But with Drake May, again, you just got to understand, being the age he is, it is what it is. You know, I can understand why the dude didn't look all that great, because not only is, again, they're a great defense, but it's just about the fact that it's his first year getting all the way, and he only faced the Chargers defense and the Broncos defense, which is very, very good. They are one of the better defenses in the NFL, but you take away the outdoor elements of that game they played against the Broncos, and I think it's a much different story. I think we would have had a more compelling, and I'm sorry to be like that, but a more compelling game if it was the Broncos and the Seahawks in this Super Bowl, because I think Bo Nix and company would have had a little more of a idea how to handle that defense. And you can just clearly see that New England did not have an answer. I mean, when your receiving guys are Mac Hollins, DeMauro Douglas, Stevenson, and listen, Diggs, 3 catches for 37 yards. That's not going to get it done, and it didn't. So it's a very interesting. It was a very interesting Super Bowl. I thought that it had a lot of great elements to it. I was entertained. But moving on, I guess, to now the halftime show, literally, which is what I do. The kickoff was just the reaction to this game. And yeah, it's an interesting one for sure. I mean, you look back on it, I think the plays that are going to stick out in your head are probably a lot of the Christian, what's that guy? Is it Gonzalez for the Patriots? He had a lot of great defensive plays for them. He was one of the reasons why this team was still in it this whole game. But, you know, Witherspoon had a lot of great moments. I mean, who was all the sacks? Let me just bring this up one more time. I just want to see all the sacks for the defense. I mean, Witherspoon had a sack. Derek Hall had a sack, 2 sacks. Byron Murphy had 2 sacks. And Mills had a sack. I mean, yeah, there was a lot of great moments for these players. And it's just, again, a testament to what makes a good defensive team. And yeah, the Seattle Seahawks, I think for the 2025 season, they'll go down as one of the better defenses in this century for sure. Maybe not in all of NFL, but certainly in this century. They deserve to be up there with the Legion of Boom and all those great teams that have gotten all the way. And now we can say that the Seattle Seahawks are the Super Bowl champions. And for the Steelers, they are tied still with the Patriots with the most Super Bowls in history. So we can breathe knowing that the Seahawks won this game. But yeah, moving on to the halftime show, literally. Yeah, I watched the whole halftime show with Bad Bunny. I don't know his music. I am not a hip hop rap guy, but I think for the most part, I mean, I very, very much enjoyed those dancers. I mean, that was some incredible dancing from every song that was introduced. Now, it's one thing to know that Lady Gaga showed up out of nowhere. I mean, they always do that at the Super Bowl now. Like, there's always this singer that is going to be featured at one point that just comes out of nowhere. And it was Lady Gaga this time. Pretty impressive, I thought. Did a great job. Yeah, it was a great atmosphere. I very much appreciated the music. I grew up listening to everything. I mean, I've listened to all types of genres, and I do very much get a kick out of the Latin music. I love the rhythms. I love like the sound of it all. And again, the dancing just adds on to it all. So, I mean, for the most part, it was an entertaining spectacle in terms of the music, in terms of the songs. But I guess the only thing I would say is I would have liked to have known what they were saying. I'm not saying I don't care for it. I'm not saying that at all. I mean, I don't have any. I know how to speak some Spanish. There's only one Spanish phrase that I knew. I learned how to say for myself. I learned la gente es un dolor en el trasero, which is Spanish for people are a pain in the butt. I thought that was such a great thing to learn. And some people do get a kick out of it when I say it. So but it was great. I thought it was a nice thing that they brought in, like kind of the Olympic theme that they had at the end of it, where every flag was kind of going all over the stadium and the show itself. Like, yeah, it was nice that we're trying to send the message that we are all united and the whole world is connected now. So yeah, I thought that was cool. I wouldn't say that it was the most, whatever, or it wasn't bad or what. It wasn't anything negative. I thought they really did display some it was a culture, like you get experience to a lot of things. Like, when we were growing up, it was National Geographic. Now it's everyone gets a chance to have their say. And I didn't mind it whatsoever. So kudos to, if you like it, that's great. But yeah, it was awesome. But for the last part, I'm going to say the commercials. Let's see. Can I rate the commercials for the Super Bowl? Again, I had a 2-job system, so there were times where I missed a lot of Super Bowls, so I can't compare it to these last several years with commercials. I have watched last year's commercials, and I would like to think they're still on par with what they were doing. I did not see anything that, oh my gosh, that will go down like the Snickers commercial with Betty White or the Doritos commercials. I always got a kick out of the Doritos myself. Those were my favorite commercials. I think my favorite commercial of all time in the Super Bowl was when it was the Doritos, where the owner was watching the dog bury the cat out back, and the dog slid a bag of Doritos as like bribery for the owner to not, squeal on him. And he's in there eating the chips, and the wife says, honey, have you seen the cat? And the dog is right out the back door with a bag of Doritos in his mouth. And the guy goes, nope. And that was epic. I thought that was such a great little commercial. Yeah, but I think for this year's commercials, the one that I thought was, I think, the most memorable was the Bud Light commercial, where the keg was rolling down the mountainside in the wedding, and everyone was piling on, and Whitney Houston's And I Will Always Love You was playing in the background, and the slow motion rolls. And just, I thought I did get a kick out of that. I thought that was such a nice little moment. And then what's that comedian just was like going down the hill. It's like, hey guys, there's a path. Like, you didn't have to roll down. pretty clever. Another one I did get a kick out of was, is it Instacart? Was that commercial with Ben Stiller? He was a rock star, and he's trying to do all the tricks with the one guy, and he goes up on the one top, and he just, like, it's like a crash dummy, and everything smashes off. I mean, just such a funny little look, and he just kept doing it as he went down, and kept trying to get up and still falling down. I thought it was pretty darn comical. Yeah, like it's always an entertaining time with some of the commercials. I think some of them you do try to stretch. But another one I did like a lot was the sitcom Royalty, the Goodwill Duncan with Ben Affleck doing that cheesy ripoff of Goodwill Hunting as a sitcom. And it was Jason Alexander, Matt LeBlanc, Jaleel White, Alfonso Rivero, and Jennifer Aniston, and Ted Danson. Like, I'm a huge sitcom guy, so I did definitely appreciate watching them do as many of the cliches and jokes as they possibly could. Yeah, it's great nostalgia. That's really what it's all about. These commercials, they bring back such great memories of these people who have been doing it forever. And yeah, I very much appreciate that that time. So it was awesome. Yeah, it was great. So I'll wrap this up, guys. It was awesome. I like to know that I can pretty much predict a good game, and that's what I saw. And yeah, these guys put on a hell of a show. I mean, the Seattle Seahawks defense. I very much appreciate a good defense. And yes, I will say I respect the heck out of Mike McDonald, how he has taken a team that you didn't know if they were going to have a winning season, and he just made them into Super Bowl champions. That can happen. I mean, it's a great message for us as Steelers fans. Anyone who doesn't think it can't happen, we just witnessed it. The coach can actually take an entire team, make it better, bring all their talent in with their coaching staffs, their schemes, and their game plan. And they executed it as good as it possibly could have been. I mean, this is amazing, amazing job by these guys. And again, hats off to the Patriots. They made it all the way to this game, but you just ran into that buzzsaw that is Seattle. So congratulations, Seattle Seahawks, and you fans enjoy this. I'm signing off, guys. This was a great night, a lot of fun. And yeah, until next time, I'll catch you later. You have a great night, guys.